welcome back. It's time for us to get into the news review segment. And of course, the segment is interactive. We do want to hear from you throughout the show. Use the WhatsApp line 0204 447 033. That's 0204 447 033. That's our WhatsApp number. Now, if you're watching on our social media streams, you can use the hashtag Breakfast Daily for us to hear what it is you're thinking. We also have a new hashtag that we're activating for the season. It's I Stand Against Galamsey. Hashtag I Stand Against Galamsey. You can use that as well because, of course, we're going to be talking big time about Galamsey this morning. Now, let me just walk you through a few of the topics we'll be dealing with today. Illegal mining, CSOs to petition NPP, NDC presidential candidates to denounce Galamsey. We have regarding the 2024 elections, demonstrating won't lead to credible voters register, EC tells NDC. And we have Baba Yara Stadium ban, government's poor management of sports ministry to blame for sanction. This is coming from Nilante Vanderpoy speaking there. All right, so we will just delve into the story shortly. Let me just introduce my guest to you. I have joining me from the NDC corner, Victor Kujuga Adawudu. He is a member of the NDC legal team and communications team as well. And we have here Fuseni Issa, former MP of Okaikwe North. He's also Alaji Fuseni Issa. Yes, so no, don't worry. Me, I'm up to speed though. Don't worry at all. Gentlemen, you're both welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing? Yes,
I'm doing well.
Fantastic.
And congratulations too.
Oh, thank you.
On the launch
of the book. Eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard it on air.
Thank you.
But you know, anything that goes with the ant from the good books tells you that it should be a good read.
Well, thank you. It was a tough journey to put that together. But yes, I mean, I myself am a little surprised. Even at the launch, I was a bit surprised by some of that. I said, hey, so did I put out all these things here? Because while studying it, you know, it took well over a year, probably like a year and a half, you know, to put the book together. So at a certain point in time, like, you know, I've dealt with this material too long. Somebody else should handle the editing, the reading, and all of that. So anyway, but it's out now. So
I think it's one of the habits we have to cultivate as a people. Significant people live experience, but we don't have the opportunity to share their experiences through whether public life or whatever they have achieved. And we should encourage each other to be able to start writing. I mean, I'll be more than to read about the exploits of lawyer Daudu here through his campaign, internal elections, supporting Alabi and all of that. I mean, it will be kind of a very interesting read for political students and for generations behind.
I'm sure there'll be a day. There'll be a day we'll tell our
no, that day must come. It must come soon.
Yes.
All right, fantastic. Let's get right into it. The first story, let me just quickly read that for you. We have, we'll petition Baumia Mahama to openly denounce Galamsey. And we have that story on citynewsroom.com. Ken Ashibe is the one who's speaking there. Now, the Media Coalition Against Galamsey has disclosed that it will petition the two leading presidential candidates, Dr. Mahamudu Baumia of the New Patriotic Party and John Dramani Mahama of the National Democratic Congress, to openly declare their revulsion against illegal mining activities, popularly known as Galamsey. Now, the convener of the coalition, Ken Ashibe, in an interview with Selom Adonu on the big issue on ChannelOne TV and 97.3 CDFM, emphasized the illegality of mining has nothing to do with the scale and when. And again, when you played the labor statement, they called for a ban on all forms of mining around water bodies, and they did not say ban small-scale mining. Kanashbe also clarified the demands of the coalition, explaining that it is not calling for a ban on all mining activities, but a state of emergency and enforcement of Ghana's mining laws to deal with the destruction being caused to the environment and water bodies. He disclosed that the coalition's next move will be to urge both the NDC and NPP presidential candidates to declare their stance against Galamsey. And the story goes on there. Right, let me begin with Alhaji Foseini Issa on this one. Call in the right direction?
Yeah, let me say good morning to you again, Kwekwane. Good morning to lawyer as well. I mean, he's looking so good. I'm sure there's something happening in the courts this morning. Good morning to your viewers as well. And let me say a good morning to the flag bearer of my party. He's on the campaign trail. Ghanaians are receiving his message, and given the momentum that he has gotten in the last couple of months and weeks, we believe that come December 7th, he's going to be crowned as the next president of this republic, because he's proven by his deeds as a vice president that given the opportunity, he's going to lead this country to the promised land. Kwaku, the call by Dr. Ashigbe and the coalition of civil society organizations, I think it's in the right direction. I think it's in the right direction. And I am happy that they are beginning to delineate the various types of mining activities that we have. And for me, I'm also happy that they are able to differentiate between legal and illegal mining. I think what we are fighting as a nation, what the problem is the spate of illegal mining. Yeah. You see, when we look at the sub-sector of the mining, of the whole mining sector, the small-scale mining, I mean, it's because it's regulated. I mean, these are people who are given licenses. You have to, I mean, present reports to the regulators. Annually, you have to go renew a license. I mean, there are people who actually go to inspect how you're doing your work. I mean, you have to do your work to be environmentally friendly and all of that. And so it is a safer way of mining, and it's mining that is supporting the economy. But our problem, our challenge, has been those who just wake up and get some equipment and then start mining. I mean, from what I can see on your screens, it's scary. You could see that this mining is happening within a settlement, and they are the people who are giving us the headaches and the challenges. And so if the coalition are going to go after those doing mining illegally, and especially on water bodies, because that is where we are feeling the impact at this time. I think that the call is in the right direction. I'm also particularly happy that they are going to call for the enforcement of mining laws and I think that these are some of the things that the New Patriotic Party in government has tried to do over time. Unfortunately, I don't think that we've been able to get to the levels, because look, this is a new thing to us, and it's been very, very difficult to police these practices, especially in places where they take place. When I hear that in certain settlements, I mean, people have their family houses, and then you go and the whole family house is empty. Why? Because people have mined beneath the house. So you are seeing the house standing, but beneath the house are mining pits and all of that, and it's difficult to police.
A pregnant woman lost her life recently.
I recollect because the mining is taking place beneath a public toilet, and so the toilet caved in while she was doing her thing, and then also for the coalition to actually go after the major political actors. We could see accusing figures being thrown at or shown at each other. We have seen major political people supporting the activities because they think that the activities are going to inure to their political benefits. And I'm happy that the Coalition for CSOs are taking this stance. My party and then the government in place, we are ready to take steps to ensure that the safety of Ghanaians are guaranteed. And I'm sure that we will be ready to support all of these initiatives to ensure that the environment, the degradation we have in our environment.
How do you respond to commentary that suggests that the government sort of backed down after initially going hard with Vanguard and Galamsey and all the moves that government had against Galamsey? There seemed to have been sort of like a retraction in terms of personnel on the ground and in terms of maybe political will to execute or prosecute the agenda to stop Galamsey entirely, which has led to a resurgence of the murkying of our water bodies to this level.
I think that you also admit that this government has not been afraid to take the very difficult decisions in one bit. We have taken the decisions to ban mining for years, in 2018 through 2019, up into 2020 elections, and these are decisions that had to had to be taken at the time, and then the government and the party, everybody, we lived by the outcome of the actions that we took. And so it's proven that this government is not afraid any day to take the right decisions to ensure the safety of Ghanaians. However, over time, we have also realized that some of these activities, they just go beyond I mean, the last time when this became very, very as topical as it is today, hardly will you see people mining on main on highways like we're seeing today. Hardly will you see people mining within their rooms. So the whole sector and the whole thing is getting a bit more complicated than it was before. Because
people are not afraid of being dealt with.
But we have shown in the past when we chalked some successes, when we chalked some positives in the fight against illegal mining. I mean, it was very obvious, and we live by it, the repercussions of the decisions that we took. Now it's gotten to another level where the impudence. But I should say that in fighting this menace, there are times when you have to take the difficulty of putting soldiers and police people, but then they can't be there every time. The impulse of such halting in activity is to ensure that you put a mechanism in place to forestall the happening before, like making the licensing regime a bit more friendly, like ensuring that people, because they are licensed, do environmentally friendly mining. And so after a time, when you put a system in place, you expect the system to be sustained. It's the sustainability of those systems. When they break down, then you have to go in again. I'm sure that is what we have experienced, because at the first attempt, there was a total halt in activity in the sector. And then we put a system in place, ensure bringing in these community mining systems and all of that. But over time, there has been some shortfalls. And so that is where we have to, because government has shown over time that, look, we are not afraid to take the right decisions when it matters.
All right. Victor, the situation with our water bodies, I mean, I think Alaji's, tried to paint a decent, picture of government's performance. But I feel from where I sit that the imagery of what we see on social media and on TV tells a different story. I'm not sure what your take on, first of all, Ken Ashibe's, drive and comments with the Media Commission against Galamsey, and what we're talking about now.
Yes, Kwegu, thank you. And let me say good morning to our cherished viewers. Kwegu, you see, why will the collation of the media against illegal mining now will be turning or going to the political leadership, the flag bearers. It tells you that they believe and they know that it is until we have that political will, because the parties produce leadership for the state. And it is that leadership with the political will that can get to the root of this matter. Well, you see, it's charade. It's a charade and pretense. When government comes and says they are committed to this illegal mining, they are not. They have failed miserably because they themselves are involved. So they cannot crack the whip. Well, how did this whole thing started, the illegal mining? It was the media. I'm sure it was your station.
We started it.
You started it.
2016.
It was when government felt that they were really under pressure because everybody was pointing at them. What we said, you should enforce the mining laws. Who enforces the laws? Is it not the police? Is it not the military, the security agencies? And who has control over them? Who is the commander? The chief commander of these people, who oversees them? National security. It tells you that if individuals, organizations want to go and enforce the laws, we might have a dysfunctional democracy. Because how will you go and carry gun or go individually or as an organization without the leadership? That is the reason why we have entrusted our confidence and hopes that they will do the right thing. Look, you see, they will come and make utterances that we are doing or we are helping. It was when the media started and we realized that this is an existential threat to us.
Yeah.
What did we find? Government said they were going to set up committees, the Operation Vanguard. Yes, we had hope that the right thing will be done. Yes, we found political actors, appointees, all involved. You see, well-intentioned, they say one thing. So it's like one step up, then two steps back. When this all started, and Professor Frimpong Boateng, if you have his report. If you look at his report, what he has said, that they know the people, right from the presidency. They know the people. He's mentioned the names. What happened to him? He was hunted out of office, even to be prosecuted. He had to be prosecuted just because he was speaking the truth. Two, you see, when government said he was committed to it, and the president even said he's putting his presidency on the line, what did the senior minister, who is now the senior presidential advisor to the president, what did he say? When Aisha, he said, oh, the fact that we have left Aisha to go, will this bring us anything? The comment he made. So the same people who we are putting our trust in comes back, they say one thing publicly, and their action is contrary to what they do. I'm all saying this because all of us, we've seen the need. We have seen that there is a need for us to enforce the laws. When was the law passed that we should be mining in forest reserves? The LI. When was it passed? Recently. Because it was passed to pave way for others to go and mine. And who can go and mine those? We see the people within their creme de la creme of society and who have influence are the people doing this. It is sad that when we look at this, recently, when they said they were going to call all the regional ministers, they were going to be security, all the coalition and citizens were demanding is that let's put a hold on the mining for some time. Let's just put and streamline. They're not calling for total ban. They are legal miners. License has been given, the regime. Let's audit. Once we audit, we streamline, we know where the deposits are, where can be mined, where cannot be mined, where we can have the buffer zone, our water bodies.
Yeah.
How do we clean it so that but you know, the minister came out and said it cannot happen. The minister said they won't ban. When they look at the economy, the economic effect, it cannot be done. But you see, these are the same people who says that we cannot bring people back when they die, but we know how to bring the economy back. So temporary is a respite everybody is asking for. We want to see the plans that has been put in place. How do you clean our water bodies? Where do we mine? What is the regime? What is the license that has been given to everybody? Let's have a look at it. Audit it. This simple thing. You know, I was so surprised recently. I had the running mate, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe, who was saying that, oh, go, we will mine. Everybody, it is NDC. At the same time, when he was at the Methodist Ben Fellowship, he says that NDC is politicizing the illegal mining. You know, sometimes the utterances from our leaders, whether they give us hope or, you know, you are disappointed.
I wanted you to comment on something. So, in the time past, in 2020, ahead of the 2020 elections, John Dramani Mahama promised to grant amnesty to all Galamseyers who had fallen foul of the law.
Yes.
But more recently, he says he will arrest and prosecute everybody that is involved in Galamsey, including the financiers, if they are found. Some people are accusing him of backtracking and double standards and double speak. Yes. I'm not sure what your comment on that is.
You know, that is actually the fact. You see, the pattern, the trend that was going on, we're seeing was that people who had been brought, even some are not indigents of the, or let me say natives of the communities, that have been brought by the kingpins, by the operators to work. Are some of the people they arrest. I've been practicing as a lawyer. So the real people, the beneficial owners, have never been prosecuted. Yeah. You will never get them, right? That was when he was saying that why do you go after the small fishes, the little ones who just want to make a living? It was based on those knowledge that he said, no, when we come, I will give amnesty to all of them. It's like, go and sin no more.
Okay.
Go and sin no more. It is giving that chance to people and say, go and sin no more. I don't think it is wrong. But it is the severity, the intensity of what we are seeing today with the impunity. That is why I think that he comes back and says, no, if you still get yourself involved in it, that means you know the people who have put you there. And once we prosecute you, you will be forced to reveal the beneficiary owners.
Okay.
So I think that at the end of the day, what Ghanaians want to see is that their water bodies are clean.
Yes.
It gets back.
Yes.
All they want to see is that it is streamlined. There are portions or places we can know where the mining deposit, or the gold deposit is, and we'd say, you can mine here, you cannot do it here.
All right, thank you.
So,
Alaji,
over time.
just a quick one before you give your answer. Our water bodies, there was a time, 2020-ish, the water bodies had begun to, several of them had begun to recover. We began to see, you know, the changing of the color from the brown that we're seeing today to closer to normal water color. But it's gone back and in many cases gotten even worse. Okay, you wanted to...
You see, over time, we have put in measures that resulted in us chalking those relative successes in the sector. We had done extensive consultation with the MMDCs, with the chiefs. You remember one particular meeting that took place in Kumasi where the president went to meet the National House of Chiefs to engage them on how to play a role within the fight against us. We have looked at the licensing regime. Now we are being accused of issuing out too many licenses, or even legally going through a process to ensure that those mining in quote unquote forest reserves, though it's environmentally friendly ways, we have gone beyond to ensure that technology was available, and those are things that we are going to pursue further to ensure the gold catcher system. We are even going to make sure that down the line, financing for the gold catcher equipment is made easier, so that people are going to do more responsible mining. Because if I can get a machine that will enable me do the mining more efficiently, and then I'm not also destroy the environment, I think is a way to go. That's why in our manifesto we've even gone beyond to say that, look, we are going to establish a mining development bank to ensure that the sector is supported in the right way. Because if you are dealing with a bank formally in doing this activity, the bank is also going to ensure that, look, you're doing it responsibly to ensure that it is kept in business. And so these are things that we are going to look. And these are some of the things also that we did that ensured that we were chalking some successes. Unfortunately, like I said earlier on, the systems have gotten a bit more complicated, I should say. A lot more people have found sort of some solace in illegal mining. And so we also have to sit back, renew our efforts, ensure that we are going to put in more measures to ensure that we are keeping pace with those involved in the sector. And that's exactly what we are going to do going forward. We are going to look at it, streamlining further the community mining systems. Because look, even last week, the Deputy Minister for Lands and Forestry, Honorable Duka, was in a community, the name sounds, so I'll reserve the name, to cut a sword for a community mining system. And if you saw how happy the people were, the fact that this whole system is being put in place for them to ensure that they do responsible mining, it is the way to go. And these are some of the things that we're going to push forward. We have said that, look, even to curtail the fact that people go exploring everywhere, and because they're exploring and not too sure about the deposits in any place, they go digging about everywhere. We are still putting in place this geological survey to ensure that, look, people are even pointed to places that the deposits are significant enough, so that they won't go about destroying unnecessarily the environment. And so these are some of the measures we put in place that worked relatively well, and so we are going to deepen them and also bring in new measures to fight this menace.
I think the other day I was listening to the Association of the Geophysicists and the association.
Okay.
They came with a laudable idea that, look, for every, like he's saying, community mining or the legal mining, we should have geophysicists, the geological people attached to every enterprise or company that has been mined. It should be a requisite. So he can certify and say, this place you can mine.
Yeah.
You can do the reclamation. You know, these are things that has to be good, that we listen to some of the associations, what they are saying. They are the experts. But you see, when we get the political actors into it, then that breeds the impunity. Yeah. And how do we punish these people? They are not being punished.
That's what I was going to ask.
You could go on to say political actors, and in reference to Professor Frimpong Boateng's report, the political actors are not on one side of the political divide.
It's
yes.
true, but you know, at the end of the day, nobody significant who's a financier has been.
You see, we keep hammering on, these are small A. But look, if I know that somebody is sending me to go and do something that is illegal, and there are repercussions to it, and I am part of it, then I am part of the.
You see, there is a clear example, clear case of Akunta mining in a forest reserve. We all know who owns Akunta mining. You see, it's a big fish. But if the president can come and say this big fish that has been reported to the police, when the police still did, will not prosecute, we don't even have the investigative report. You see, that is one. If you crack the whip on such a big fish, I'm coming, on such a big fish,
let's take a quick
the
break.
little ones will be afraid and say, even this big fish has been caught.
It's true. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation, all right? Don't go anywhere.